and welcome to The State. On the show, we probe the issues and dig the solutions. Thank you for choosing us. It's a pleasure to have your company. My name is 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗘. Details shortly. Stay.
Yes, the solution to all your travel needs is here. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 Lodge and Travel Services offers you the opportunity to travel to the following countries: Canada, United States of America, Turkey, Dubai, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Malta, Germany, and other European countries, where skilled workers such as nurses, paramedics, nannies, and caregivers, drivers, plumbers, masons, electricians, carpenters, painters, etc. are needed for urgent employment. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 Lodge and Travel Services can secure your Schengen visas with work permits. Individuals, organizations, churches, schools can contact us for their ticketing and hotel reservation, car rental services, international tour packages, travel consultation, visa assistance, and study abroad packages to all countries. We are located at Mr. Bates bus stop opposite the Calvary Baptist Church at Abaka, Accra, or contact us on these numbers: 0544 27 9525 or 0545 622 672 or 0302 237557. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 Lodge and Travel Services, your destination, our pride.
Welcome back. On W Briefs, what we do is to give you an executive summary, or let me say the facts of the subject for discussion. What are the facts for the subject for discussion today? So the National Service Scheme of Ghana is a one-year mandatory program for all Ghanaians who have graduated from the country's tertiary institutions. That is it. So when you hear national service, it is mandatory. Once you attended a Ghanaian tertiary institutions, and it should be accredited. Once it is accredited and you are done, you must do a mandatory one year program. And this national service program is designed to more or less equip the young graduates with practical experience to promote national unity and contribute to national development. So equip them with practical experience, get them to promote national unity, and also contribute to national development. Let's look at the scheme itself. The objectives, as I have stated, one is to promote national unity and integration. So it fosters in the young graduate a sense of civic responsibility. Again, providing essential services, bridging the human resource gap in some of the key sectors like education, health, agric, and local government. So when they are there, it bridges the human resource gap. Developing skilled manpower. It offers practical training that enhances employability. So you go and do your service, you become employable because you've acquired some skill, and then encourage patriotism and volunteerism. It instills in them a sense of national pride and social responsibility. These are objectives of the service. Eligibility and requirement. So for you to do your national service, what must you bring on board? What qualifies you? You must be a Ghanaian citizen who has completed an accredited tertiary institution. And you should be at least 18 years old. So if you're under 18, you can't do national service in Ghana. Registration for the program is done online. It is done online. And participants are not given salary, but they received a monthly, you can call it stipend or allowance. Currently, they take within the range of 715.57 cedis, but this can be topped up by some organizations, not all the organizations. The program structure. Today, I'm just walking you through the national service structure of Ghana. It is a one-year program, and typically it starts in September. It starts in September. So this service personnel, when they are done from school, from the accredited institution, they are posted all over across the country to private and public institutions based on national demand. There are demands in certain sectors, personal preferences, and also the academic background. Some institutions prefer architects, they prefer this, they prefer accountants. So depending on the academic background or the preference of the institution that you are posted to. Starting August 3rd, 2025, national service personnel in Ghana will undergo a basic military training. And this is part of the National Service Emergency Response Readiness Program. So it's a new program under the scheme that will mandate them to undergo a military training. The scheme, the National Service Scheme, however, has been deviled with so many challenges in recent times. And these challenges include issues of fraudulent insertion of ghost names on the service payroll and payments. Ghost has appeared there on their scheme. On the 18th of June this year, the Ministry for Youth Development and Empowerment, acting on a directive from the presidency, issued a letter. And the letter announced an indefinite suspension of the schemes or the authorities' central management system. So the letter came that from the presidency, suspend the central management system. According to the letter, the suspension is to allow for a technical and forensic review of the platform. So it had integrity issues. So suspend it till the review is done. As of now, national service personnel cannot access their June evaluation form for payment for their allowance. The June is gone. They can't be paid because the system is down, per the directive from the presidency. Registration process for prospective personnel has also come to an unexpected halt because the system has been down. It's been instructed to be down, and there is no clear communication coming from the National Service Authority on when the system will be restored. So those who are due for national service cannot register. Those who are already in the service and they are to be paid their June allowance cannot access the payment voucher, so to say. The National Service Personnel Association, NASPA, and other stakeholders have expressed dissatisfaction with current developments. They are not happy. That is the leadership of the service personnel. And this suspension comes in the wake of damning revelations by the Fourth Estate. And mind you, Fourth Estate is a non-profit public interest investigative journalism project for the Media for West Africa, that organization, Media Foundation for West Africa. That is the investigative project for Media Foundation for West Africa. And they uncovered disturbing challenges with the central management system of the National Service Secretariat. Fourth Estate alleges that the much vaunted, so it was supposed to be the super innovation of the National Service Scheme, Metric App, and this was introduced by the National Service Authority. But the investigation uncovered that this app has become a conduit for one of Ghana's most brazen financial frauds in the Service Secretariat. Fraud. This app that was touted to be the panacea is now the safe haven for fraud. So to critical eyes watching the unending challenges of the National Service Scheme, there appears to be no end in sight. There appears to be no end in sight to the woes of the scheme. Those who are watching critically, there appears to be no end in sight. But with a myriad of challenges facing the National Service Authority, we ask, what could be the antidote to Ghana's ailing National Service scheme? We'll find out when I return from this break. Please stay.
Sorry, not sure.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Get ready for a transformational morning experience.
Sorena Shrine is here to build our spirituality, mental and physical well-being.
Through positive, inspiring actions and stories.
We bring you exciting activities and conversations that develop us as a people and as a nation.
We take a look at the trending issues in Ghana and the rest of the world.
And we also review the impacting stories from our local newspapers.
Every morning, we bring you stories of hope, change, and renewal.
We empower you through the Word of God and provoke you to live the purposeful life destined for you.
Join us, Anita Kwaku
and the Reverend Ajika Vincent Agbamanya, Monday to Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we take you on an inspiring journey, live and exclusively on WTV.
You may also join us on Facebook at WTV Ghana and on YouTube at Wesleyan TV Ghana.
Sorry, not Shrine.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Sorena Shrine is brought to you by
Danwell Insurance, Multi-Credit Savings and Loans,
and the Methodist University Ghana.
Welcome back. This is The State, your favorite current affairs program on Christian television. This afternoon, very interesting, very interesting conversation. We are looking at the National Service Scheme, the Ghana National Service Scheme. That is what we are looking at. As we speak, a directive came from the presidency through the Ministry for Youth Development and Empowerment that the should I say the central management system, there's a metric application, more or less the technology that they used to, that it should be suspended, and that has been suspended since June. The implication of that is that so national service personnel who have done their service for the month of June, they cannot access the payment voucher. They don't have access to it to fill for June to be paid. So if your ward is doing the national service, I mean this month of June, the app is down, so they have not filled that form. Also, prospective national service personnel are supposed to be online registering. That has also come to an unexpected halt. They cannot register. The challenges facing the national service scheme is many, or are many, myriad of them. A non-for-profit and a public interest organization, investigative journalism organization, is a project actually, the Fourth Estate. They have uncovered certain anomalies with their month-long investigations, and some of these include fraud. The technology, the app being used, has become a safe haven for payroll fraud to be committed. There are fraudulent documents, people who are 80 years and 90 years are doing their national service, and so many, over 200 names, ghost names on the payroll. So this necessitated the call for the suspension of the platform. The National Service Personnel Association, those doing that, they are not happy, they are dissatisfied. So are other stakeholders. They are not, and those watching the critical space are saying that the problems there do not seem to have any antidote yet. So we are asking on the show that the many problems, challenges facing the National Service Authority, will there be an antidote? That is what we'll find out on the show. We are joined via Zoom by 𝗟𝗜𝗘𝗘. 𝗟𝗜𝗘𝗘 is an associate editor of the Fourth Estate, the investigative journalism project that uncovered all these things that are happening there. 𝗟𝗜𝗘𝗘, good to have you on the show. Great. So 𝗟𝗜𝗘𝗘 will turn his microphone on, and he will mute and turn his microphone on so that the viewers can. So 𝗟𝗜𝗘𝗘, now we can hear you. So we are glad to have you on the stage today.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. We hope to have a very lively and interesting conversation. And then in the studio, we have the leadership of the National Service Personnel Association. The president is 𝗟𝗜𝗓𝗓 𝗟𝗓𝗓. Andy, welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much.
And then the general secretary himself, the CEO, the administrator who runs the show, is also here. Justice 𝗟𝗓𝗓, he's the general secretary
Thank
of
you very
NASPA.
much.
Gentlemen, welcome to this afternoon's conversation.
Thank you very much.
We hope to have a very interesting and lively conversation. Just first off, preliminaries. I'll come to you, Seth, for the technical reasons that got us where we have gotten to. But let me start with the student leaders. You are no more students. So what are you? Graduates. Okay, I like that. Let me start with the graduate leaders. So Andy and then Justice. How long have you been in office?
In office for the past 7 to 9 months now.
7 to 9 months.
Yeah, 9 months now.
9 months.
Yeah.
7 to 9 months, and you are faced with this challenge. I'm sure your colleagues are at your neck that you need to do something about it.
Definitely.
Wonderful. So National Service Scheme or the program is almost 52 years. It's almost 52 years old. What was your expectation when you were ripe for national service, when you finished your program? It's just to settle, and then we zoom into the discussion. What did you expect, and are you disappointed?
I won't say I'm disappointed, because it's a stepping tool for we the graduate to be ready for the market, that's to get jobs. Yeah, so doing national service, we are not disappointed in doing the national service, but due to this bureau, that's making us talk about national service. Yes, but we are okay with the program enrolled by government for the past 52 years to equip we the young graduates from the various universities and colleges of education to get an insight of what is in the market, like how to find jobs and how to get jobs. So we are not dissatisfied.
Okay, so Justice, I'm just asking your expectation before joining. Is it still same?
Okay, thank you very much. I would say there is no proud moment than to be called to serve your nation. In as much as there are some shortfalls in the course of serving our nation, we still remain resolute and committed to serving our mother Ghana. So
very well.
We were
very well. I like the spirit. That's the national pride in the graduates. So what program did you read, and where are you doing your service?
I read political science and sociology.
Oh, you read political science and sociology. You want to be a politician?
Reading political science doesn't basically make you a politician.
It's an option.
Yes.
So you might look at that when you get there.
When you get to the river, you cross.
Okay, so you read political science from where?
University of Ghana.
UG. Okay, and where are you doing your service?
At the head office, the National Service.
Yeah, the National Service Secretariat. Okay. Yes, just as you.
I also read a Bachelor of Science in Psychology.
You did psychology?
Yes, please.
Okay. And where are you doing your service?
Equally at the National Service Authority.
You are all at the Service Authority?
Yes.
How did you get there?
So when you assume office, you are being removed from the previous post that you were posted to fully work at the authority to serve the interest of the national service people.
Oh, okay. So you were voted for by your colleagues?
Yes.
In an election?
Yes.
So when you won the election?
Yes.
Previous or prior to coming to the secretariat, where were you posted to?
Brim North District.
Brim North?
Yes, please.
To go and do what? Teach?
No, to work at the municipal
assembly. Okay, and you just.
I was also working at the Gomoa West District Assembly.
Oh, so you were also supposed to work at the municipal assembly?
No, it's not basically. It depends on where you are doing the service. I was doing the service at the National Service Authorities District Office.
At the district office, okay. Yes, but you were at the assembly itself?
At the district office as well.
So you were at the service office, but at the district level?
Yes.
Oh, so when you won the election, they brought you to national?
Yes.
So that you'll be able to do your coordination and listen very well?
Yes. So that is how it works. When you are being voted at the district level, you serve the interest of the people at the district level. But you have an option to contest at the regional level. So when you win at the regional level, automatically you're being posted to the regional office to work there. So when the date is set for the National Congress and you are eligible, every district executive or regional executive is eligible to contest. The regional executives are eligible to contest at the national level. So when you win at the national level, you'll be posted back to the headquarters. Yes.
Okay, so that's how the structure is. Yes. You would have made a very fine teacher in government. You'd have made a very fine teacher in social studies or this. And here you are, the secretariat. Anyway, you don't have any choice or any role in where you are posted to. The system posts you. Or the
system posts.
That's how come. Okay, let me come to you, Seth on Zoom. How did we get here? Paint a picture of the state of Ghana's. Okay, Seth is on the call. So paint a picture of the national service scheme in Ghana. Paint a current picture to us. What is the state? Hello, Seth.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, we can hear Seth. Yes, Seth, we can hear you. So I'm asking that you paint a picture of Ghana's national service scheme. Paint a picture for us as it is now.
Well, from the outside, it will be difficult to paint exactly the picture in there. But from what we know, as a result of our investigation,
okay, so come from the investigation angle.
The platform that allows the service secretariat to enroll new graduates to do national service has been suspended because of an order from the presidency. We also know that there's an investigation going on, a forensic audit going on into the operations of the service over a certain period of time. I don't know exactly what period it is covering, but our work covered 2017 to 2024 last year. And we discovered quite a number of malfeasance that was happening at the secretariat that the government decided to take action on. So the background to this is that, every year when the service secretariat decides to deploy students, it announces the figures and then also goes ahead to do it. And then last year around June, we had some. We've been following this story for a while, since 2021, but I think the biggest break came last year, somewhere around June, when we had guests from Parliament. The Defense Secretary to supplementation to Parliament. And then we found that there were discrepancies between the data they present to the public and then the figures they presented to Parliament. What was presented to Parliament is way higher than what the public knows. So, for instance, if you pick 2027-2028 service year, they told the public that 91,871 people were being declared. And then to Parliament, they said 88,939. Now, that is normal. It is below, so it means that about 2,932 people didn't turn out for service. That is normal. It is normal because, in every service, you don't expect every single person to turn up. There will be people who have jobs. There will be people who probably were working before they enrolled to finish university, so they may not pick up service. There are people who may travel because of education and so on, so that is normal. Then strangely, in 2028-2029, they announced to the public that 85,708 people will be doing service. Then the parliamentary data shows 135,603 turnout for service. That's almost an increment of about 49,800, almost 50,000 people. That is strange. Now, if you take 2020, 77,962 people was announced to the public. Then 114,036 turnout, almost about over 36,000 people. Now, if you take the highest year during this period under the review, in 2022-2023, 115,240 was announced to the public. It turns out, per the records they presented to Parliament, 179,309 people were told Parliament to have done service. That's about 64,069 people. That's the data. Now, how do they do this? You will be asking. So we found that if you don't mind, I can actually present this to you. I can share a screen with you for you to see the data and stuff as well. If that works.
Yeah, it does. It does. My producer will get it, and then let's see the graphical presentation.
So let me quickly share screen.
Yes. So share with us. While sharing, let me engage the gentleman in the studio, the leadership of NASPA. Did you hear about this development before office or was in office?
I think whilst in office.
Was in office.
Yeah.
Were you taken by surprise, Justice? You are the General Secretary. Were you surprised when you heard the discrepancies in the...
Well, I was surprised at the number that I heard is purported to be ghost names. It surprised me, but we leave everything to the national security as we speak now. And then the government has taken on the case, so we expect the state verdict at the end of the investigation.
Okay. Are you able to tell us the numbers now? How many of you are doing your service, your batch, Are you able to tell? If you are not able to give specifics, just give a range.
Okay, so you're about 98,000.
About 98,000.
Yeah.
That is per the headcount from the Ministry of Finance.
Which year? When was this headcount done?
I think
it was done in February.
This year, February this year.
February, yeah.
So you are about 98,000
per the
98,000 per the head count.
Yeah.
98,000 of you doing your service. How do the ghosts get in? Do you know? They are your colleagues. You should know the ghosts.
They are not our colleagues.
So out of this 98,000, then they come that it could be more or less. It's the service data that has been presented. So it's your batch that they are doing the service.
Well, the situation is that we were enrolled in.
So you are also in the soup. You can't tell how the others.
Precisely.
That is it.
Have you taken?
Gabby, I'm ready.
Okay, Seth. Yes. So Justice and Andy, let's get to Seth and let's see the data as he's presenting it.
Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes. Can you? Yes, we can.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So you know, before you enroll on national service, your university would have to present your the number of graduates leaving the university to the National Service Secretariat with your index numbers and everything else. So if I attended GIG like you, so the GIG will present our names and our index numbers to the National Service Secretariat. Then the Secretariat enrolls us, but we are expected to register, right? That is the appropriate thing to do. But we found that the Secretariat found a way of enrolling people who had complete. I mentioned to you earlier that there were people who would never be able to take advantage or may not be able to do service because of one commitment or the other. So we found that these people were, they actually use that conduits allegedly to commit this fraud. So what happens is that if, say you completed national service, you completed school a year ago, and you are now enrolling, they create a number. They create a fictitious number to find a way of increasing the number of these private they call it the private applicants, this private applicant. So a lot of universities, they created fake index numbers for a lot of universities. If we take a University of Education, for instance, we found that they don't use alphabets in their student indexing, right? But in the case of this fraud, you see the fake numbers on the screen.
Yes, I can see alphabets.
The original ones are on your I think on your right, and then the fake ones are on the left. So the original one of the original ones, 2021 04 403.
Yes.
4003. But if you look at the fake ones, it looks more. Some of them look like Ghana card.
Yes,
card
with
numbers,
slash numbers there.
And then if you take the University of
University, yes,
the same thing was done. If you take University of Cape Coast, the same fake index numbers were done as well. If you take University of Development Study, UDS, which seems to be like the headquarters of this fraud. I'm not saying the universities involved, but the number of students.
I wanted to ask you whether this. Yes, sir. I wanted to ask you whether this was done on the blind side of the universities, or they also had.
For what we know, I learned recently that the Director General of the National Service Secretariat did say that some of the universities were involved. Some of the public universities were involved.
So
I don't know about it.
Not to cut you. So this.
From what we know, this fake index numbers were generated from within the service secretariat.
Okay, so let me I can see a list of our universities with all that. So if this was done with their involvement or their knowledge of it also, how did these fake numbers?
Again, let me clear this.
Yes.
We cannot say, we do not have evidence to support the fact that the universities were directly involved.
Sure. I will place that on record.
Place that on record.
Very necessary.
We do not have evidence to support that.
Exactly. And yes, and on this show we saying that you have not said that, we have not said that the universities were involved. You're just reporting what the investigations revealed. My last lesson on this is how did it more or less evade Ministry of Finance that these fake ones passed through the system and they were paid?
It's a very important question we would have put to the Director General of the then Director General of the National Service Secretariat if he had availed himself to the interview we wanted to ask him talk about, and then also the Ghana Interbank
payment system,
payment and settlement system. We approached them as well, but they refused to talk to us and insisted that conversation would need approval from the National Service Secretariat, because in a way they are acting on their behalf and they wouldn't want to compromise their business integrity, so they wouldn't want to talk to us. Yeah.
You have documents so that we share with our viewers. The producer can take it so that we share with us.
What?
The documents on some of those requests to speak with the.
Oh yes, absolutely. Let me run down to that.
Yes, but even the ones you are showing us on the universities, you can share with us. You can share with the producer via this, and then we'll get it.
So these are this evidence of the engagements with GIPS, as you can see on the screen, and then the National Service Secretariat even went to court to prevent us from publishing the story.
Very well.
After our findings and everything else. Yeah.
So Seth, are you able to tell I'll come to the studio very soon, Andy and then Justice, but let me ask Seth briefly. So the outcome of this revelation has led to the suspension of the metric app, right?
Yeah.
So there's an iota of truth in your findings per this action that has been taken. Very well.
Absolutely.
Very well.
Because a lot of fake index numbers, when they were enrolling the students, we were told that they were going to use only Ghana card, right? I'm sure if you ask my friends in the studio, they will tell you that they registered with the Ghana card, and no any other ID, unless of course there was a change. They were strictly supposed to register with Ghana card. But if you look on your screen, you can see some of the IDs that were allowed into the system. This ID, including a private person's private company, the IDs were doctored, manipulated, and used for the registration of these ghost names that we are talking about. This gentleman you are seeing on your screen now is not a Ghanaian, he's Kenyan.
But
right? An ID bearing his image was used in registration.
Okay, very well.
All these things were done to allow people to enroll onto the scheme.
To the scheme. Great. Let me ask the gentleman in the studio, Andy. So what has been the challenge with your service as you are doing now? Can you share with us the challenges you are confronted with? We'll come to your frustration, your dissatisfaction with the state in which the system is, more or less a platform. But let me just find out from you what the challenges have been.
Yes, number one top challenge is the delayance in allowances.
Allowances.
Yes, that's the number one top challenge that we do face as national service personnel. That was way back in 2024.
2024. Okay. So are you owed allowance apart from the system that was shut down? So currently,
just yesterday, the management of the National Service Personnel Association leadership met management, and we have been able to reach an agreement for the June allowances to be paid. So as it stands now, the June allowance of all national service personnel, about 70% of them has been paid.
You have received yours?
Yes.
Justice, you have received your...
Yes, please.
Okay, so the allowance is your major challenge. After the allowance, all you want is the money.
That is it.
The money itself is not money, but we are hoping that in the nearest future, there could be a possible increment. Looking at the cost of living right now in the country, and national service personnel are expected to live on that amount, is quite pathetic. But we are just pleading with the government in the nearest future, such will be paid attention to.
Maybe because of where you sit at the executive or an administrative bit, you don't really feel the heat. How about those in the hinterland that they depend on 750? Do you pick your own vehicle? Do you get accommodation?
Yes, we do everything
from your 715. But at least you're executives, you get something.
That is why we are even raising the concern now, because we are also equally feeling the heat.
Feeling the heat. Yes. I pity those who will be far away. And
no, pity some of us in
Accra. I should pity you in Accra too.
Yes.
Every national
Accra, you don't have a problem.
We have. Every national service personnel have a problem. So we should pity each and every
one of you. Very well. Very well. Viewers, if you are just joining us, this is the state, and we are looking at national service scheme. The service is bedeviled with so many challenges. Recently, if you followed the national discourse, there have been suspension on the central management system, and service personnel are crying that their June allowance, they have not received it. When the central management system will be restored, nobody can tell, because there's no clear lines of communication coming. It is all coming down from investigations that were conducted by Fourth Estate, an investigative journalism investigative project by Media for West African Foundation. That is what gotten us to where we are. So we are looking at the national service in its totality, 52 years of existence, the good, the ills, and the antidote. Is there a solution in sight? We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll speak with the gentleman. He'll tell us the frustration, and we'll look at the antidote. Please stay, don't go.
Yes, the solution to all your travel needs is here. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 Lodge and Travel Services offers you the opportunity to travel to the following countries: Canada, United States of America, Turkey, Dubai, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Malta, Germany, and other European countries, where skilled workers such as nurses, Paramedics, nannies and caregivers, drivers, plumbers, masons, electricians, carpenters, painters, etc. are needed for urgent employment. Alan Cash Lodge and Travel Services can secure your Schengen visas with work permits. Individuals, organizations, churches, schools can contact us for their ticketing and hotel reservation, car rental services, international tour packages, travel consultation, visa assistance, and study abroad packages to all countries. We are located at Mr. Bates Bus Stop, opposite the Calvary Baptist Church at Abaka, Accra, or contact us on these numbers: 0544 27 9525 or 0545 622 672 or 0302 237557. Alan Cash Lodge and Travel Services, your destination, our pride.
Under the distinguished patronage of our founding churches, Methodist, Presbyterian, Anglican, Evangelical Presbyterian, the AME Zion, and other affiliate churches of Ghana, the Boys and Girls Brigade Councils of Ghana present the Brigades Hour. Hallelujah! A stimulating and instructive hour-long, made-for-you TV magazine extravaganza featuring lively archival recap of the history of the Boys and Girls Brigades as international and domestic ecumenical, non-denominational, regimented Christian organizations. Join us on the extensive journey of discovery of the 4 core pillars of all our programs: the physicality of our camping, expedition, and drills, the spiritually uplifting praise, worship, and intensive Bible study for all our boys and girls in our company meetings, highly educational content of our artificial intelligence and robotic contact sessions for all our boys and girls, and our extensive basic and command courses for all our officers. As for the social fit and balance, we rely on recreation, sports, and our youth parliament. Take a cozy front seat and soak in our captivating segments: district, regional, and national reports, denominational reports, international briefs, and the frills and thrills Brigade Drills. Be interactive with us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and win excellent prizes on our monthly GP and BB quiz as you join us on phone. Is the Brigade Hour showing live on WTV and PCGTV on Wednesdays at these exclusive times. GB, seek, serve, follow Christ. BB, sure and steadfast. Brigades Hour. Oh, you dozen, Toffee.
Welcome back. So you definitely make time today after the state to watch the Brigade Hour. The BB and GB always have a package to make sure that you follow what is happening with our boys and girls. This is the state, and we are looking at National Service Scheme. We've talked about the challenges confronting them. The current one being the directive from the presidency for the central management system to be shut down. So those who are doing their service have not been paid because they've not had access to the payment platform, and then also prospective ones cannot register thanks to Fourth Estate, which is an investigative journalism project. Certain anomalies or discrepancies, or should I say fraud, were discovered with the pay system. That is what warranted where we are now. We are in the studio with the National Service Personnel Association, NASPA president, Andy Amwako. Andy Amwako is in the studio with us, and Justice Tete, who is the General Secretary. We are joined via phone. Seth Bokwe. Seth is an associate editor with the Fourth Estate, helping us to really understand. So Seth has walked us through the investigation process, how we got us here, and how the young graduates are feeling the hate. So they wrote to the authority on some of their frustrations, the leadership here. What are your frustrations, and what has become of it? Yes, Justice.
Well, the letter that was released by the NASPA headquarters, which was signed by the president, sought to address some issues that were causing frustration in the NASPA community and, of course, prospective national service personnel. The concern was about, one, the inaccessibility of the June evaluation forms, which was needed to be downloaded by national service personnel, where they would present it to their immediate supervisors. After the supervisors have endorsed the form, they send it to their district NSA offices for metric validation. And the metric system, along with other digital platforms of the NSA, had been suspended then. So one, they couldn't access the evaluation form at all. And then two, to perform the critical role that was needed in the payment of the allowance. So it means that literally national service personnel were not supposed to expect any payment of allowance. So that was one aspect of the problem that we sought to address, which by the grace of God, through the president, we've been able to resolve that.
Which president? Andy
Amwaku. And of
action,
course, the president.
I thought the president of the republic.
Sure, he made payment. So through the advocacy of the president, the senior president has responded positively, and payment has actually been made.
So the June, you mentioned 70% of your, about 70% have been paid,
yes,
including
please.
yourselves.
Yes,
you have
please.
received the alerts.
Yes,
it's your bank account.
Yes, please.
Okay.
But it is important to say that the central management system has not been restored. So payment,
there was an alternative arrangement for you to be paid.
For the payment of the national service personnel, which
Very
we
well.
sincerely appreciate.
Very well.
And another aspect has also got to do with the halting of registration by prospective national service personnel. That was also causing confusion in the university communities as in when the system would be restored, because something was needed to be communicated, and NASPAs at that time had no information available. So we needed to advocate to the authority that if the system is not to be suspended, it's not to be restored anytime soon, at least something needs to be communicated to the leadership of NASPA so that we could also relate to the appropriate individuals that were involved.
But now something has been communicated to you.
Not as we speak.
So you still don't know when the system will be restored.
Yes, please.
Very interesting. Andy, President, let me ask you. So 3rd of August was earmarked for you to officially start the military training.
Yes.
It's just a few days away with the happenings. Will the basic military training program take effect?
From where I sit, I would say no.
Why?
Yes, because the prospective national service personnel were supposed to undergo the registration process. And that registration process, that is where they will select the 10,000 national service personnel, the prospective national service personnel, to be deployed to the various military barracks across the country. But as it stands now, the registration itself has not been able to go through. Then how, therefore, the military training to come off? So from where I sit, I can basically say the military training on the 3rd of August is not coming on. It's
not. Great. I'll come to Seth for solutions and listen for national services problems. But let me come back to you in the studio. What did they tell you? How is the military training going to be like? The enrollment and the training itself. What have you been told?
Yes, so the military training is set to be a 6 weeks program with an alternative for, let's say, a service person who is interested in joining the military or any other service work can be granted some opportunities to be enrolled in for the 6 months, to continue to 6 months to gain full employment to any of the security agencies.
So with 98,000 of you are doing your service.
Yes.
Out of it,
10,000.
10,000 will be selected by the...
So I think during the registration, you'll be given an option to choose
whether you will do the military training.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, proceed. So those who choose that option will undergo the training for 6 weeks.
But per the recent briefing of the Minister of Defense, yes, he made mention of that. After the 6 weeks training, an opportunity or a sort of an opportunity will be granted to service personnel who wants to join the military or any other security agencies to be enrolled for the next 6 months to gain full employment into these security services.
So if you don't serve the 6 weeks, if you don't take that option, you can't enter the service.
Yes.
So those who take the 6 weeks have automatic entry.
Not really automatic entry. I think it will be based on your performance and your attitude you show up there when you get there.
Okay. Just as you were nodding, you wanted to add something to the military. Did you choose that option?
I just wanted to say something, but I think he rectified it. You were saying whether the selection will be done from the 98,000. Now we are leaving very soon, so the selection is actually from the prospective.
So you are not part of the military?
No. Yes, please.
The next batch?
Yes.
Who are not even registered?
Yes, please. And there is a quota that the government aims to, do the military training for, which is 10,000 people. So that after the 10,000 people have been gotten, I think the government would be okay.
We'll seal it off.
Yes.
Okay. Just the last one on that one. Is it for you to build your muscles? What are they telling? What is the reason for the military training?
Okay, so to inculcate discipline in us before we start our service. Yes, and to prepare our mind to be ready for everything on grounds when we visit.
Well, maybe when we meet the Minister of Defense, so if out of 98,000 you are disciplining only about 10,000, what about the 97,000 that will be left?
Well, I think it's a process.
It's a process.
Yes,
I like that.
It's the first year, yes. So they are trying to test how everything will go, and I think maybe the coming years it will be increased for all national service personnel.
Very well, very well. Let me come to you, said Bokwe with the 4th estate. Said, so what I will ask you a practical question. What solution, because the scheme is faced with so many challenges, what solutions will you prefer? And if you want to take a bite at the military training bit, please feel free. But I'm interested in what solutions you prefer for the service scheme going forward.
I sympathize with my colleagues in the studio and what they are going through. Having been a national service person myself before, and all the financial hassles you have to go through to stay afloat in this economy, I really sympathize with them. And to say that, the hour before daylight is always darkness, and if we have to restructure the national service personnel to play its role properly, and also not to keep their allowances in arrears like we were doing before, then I think things would have to be done properly. And in doing so, let's start with how we enroll national service personnel. That website, the platform, CMS platform they are using now, is not fit for purpose. If the system allows people to use fake IDs, like including even a private person's ID to enroll into the system, that is not fit for purpose. If people can use National Fire Service IDs to enroll on the system, it's not fit for purpose. If people can use their fake voter ID cards to enroll, it's not fit for purpose. The only way we can accept anything useful is we change the system and ensure that it delivers in a way that clears goals from the system. The state may get value for money. And why is it that the banks, right? You remember I think a year or two ago, the banks decided that we are using only Ghana card to enroll for our transactions. Match your bank account or link your bank account with your Ghana card. If you don't do that, you won't have access to your money. It worked. So how can't we do the same thing for the national service scheme to ensure that the bleeding, the financial hemorrhage that is going on there stops? It's very important if we want to ensure that service personnel are paid on time, and with the scarce resources we have, then we need to ensure that the right thing is done.
Very well.
If for the sake of convenience, we say that, let's just, go with what we have now until we are able to sort it out, people will continue to benefit from the system.
Very well.
And it's not fair.
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well.
On the uniform bit of it, I think it is interesting. I mean, a bit of a military drill here and there. It's useful. So I wish them all the best.
Thank you. And keep watching the space with that critical eye. Help us get the numbers from Parliament, and that let's the watchdog is really helping the nation. Good job there, gentlemen. Concluding remarks.
And committed to serving the welfare of national service personnel, even in these trying times. We appreciate the patience that they give us. We know that things are tough. The cost of living in the country is very, very, very high. Regardless of these prevailing situations, they still bear with us, and we also relate to them that we are never succumbing to anything that is not in their favor.
Andy.
Yes. So what I want to put before as my final words goes to the authority that although 70% of our national service personnel have been paid for their June allowances, we still have about 30% that are yet to be paid. It's due to, let's say, the delayance of the system, that's the central management system, where they can download and upload their evaluation forms for payment. So we are appealing to the authority that the system should be restored as soon as possible, because no communication has been granted to us as it stands now. So we want to know when the system is being restored, so that our people will get their remuneration that they deserve.
Very well. Thank you very much. Guest, you just heard from Andy Amuako, he's the national president of the National Service Personnel Association, NASPA. Also in the studio was Justice Tete, the general secretary of NASPA. We're joined via Zoom by Seth Bokwe. Seth Bokwe is associate editor of the Fourth Estate. Fourth Estate is the not-for-profit and public-spirited and investigative journalism project of Media for West Africa Foundation. Media Foundation for West Africa. Thank you very much, gentlemen, and thank you, viewers, for your company. Let's keep the conversation going. Our national service must work, and it will work for our national pride. Until Friday, my name is Gabriel New to Ankara. Goodbye.